Hey guys, and welcome on into Getting Wild and Flying High, free NHL and MLB picks. I'm Terry, ready to break down today's slate. I will be honest, I don't have very many picks on today's slate. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight baseball games today, including a doubleheader, and a lot of the matchups are a little bit difficult for me. But we will get into that a brief talk about what happened over the weekend. Um, Seattle with the upset win over Colorado last night. Florida with the upset win over the Boston Bruins last night. So we had some upsets. Of course, Dallas beating Minnesota, Edmonton beating LA, Vegas beating Winnipeg. So there is one more matchup tonight that will decide the final matchups for the second round. The winner of this game will get to go on and face the Carolina Hurricanes. So we will get up. We'll get into this game here. Richie smashed the like as he always does. Thank you, Richie. And it's a new month now, May 1st. So the best bet segment resets. We'll go over everything there at the end of the show. But starting with this game here, we have the Toronto. Oh, sorry, we have the New York Rangers and the New Jersey Devils here. New York anywhere from -110 to +103. New Jersey -110 to -121. 5.5s right across the board here in this one. And I have it put up here to talk about, but I have no idea what happens in this game. If anything, maybe the draw. I could see these two teams going overtime and having it decided in overtime, kind of like the Florida game yesterday. But haven't pulled the trigger on anything here yet. Uh, I just don't know. I think this is really close and really close for a reason. I think either one of these teams can win tonight. Whoever comes to play, the Devils looked like they had the series, and Rangers with the big win in the last game. So I have absolutely no idea what happens here in this one. Best of luck to anybody that has any bets here on this game. Hey, Crystal, how are you doing? How are you? But we'll jump into the baseball slate. But first, as we'll do now from now on, we'll take a look at the baseball standings to start the show. Currently, Tampa Bay is leading the AL East, 23-6. Baltimore in second, Toronto in third, and a two-way tie for last place with Boston and the New York Yankees, both 15 and 14. As you can see, the Yankees are having trouble scoring runs with all four teams above them scoring more runs. However, their pitching and defense has kept them in here, and is the reason why they're not much further down the standings. The Central, Minnesota with the current lead, 17 and 12. Cleveland, 13 and 15. Detroit, 10 and 17. White Sox and Kansas City, both heavily struggling. This division, once again, is going to be a bad division. And currently, the Twins, the only team at over 500 and the only team with a positive run differential here in the Central. In the AL West, Texas currently in first place. Really seeing they paid a lot of money last year to a lot of players. They did the same again this year, and we're seeing the fruits of their labor, the money there. Texas currently in first, Houston right behind, Angels 15 and 14, Seattle struggling as well, Oakland minus 117 uh, differential already for the Oakland Athletics. In the NL East, Atlanta in first, the Mets in second, streaking Miami here in third, Philadelphia in fourth, Washington in fifth place. Miami's run differential is pretty surprising, which means obviously they got blown out in a few games really bad, and they're only winning games by close. But hey, run differential doesn't exactly matter. It's the record and all that matters. Pittsburgh had their hot streak ended, but currently still leading the NL Central. Milwaukee in second, Cubs in third, Cincinnati and St. Louis, shockingly 10-19 on the year so far. I don't think people would have expected them to be that far down. And in the West, Arizona, LAD, both tied for first. San Diego, San Francisco, and Colorado rounding out the rest. But the game that I'm going to be talking about here, really the only game on the slate today that I really like is this one, the Toronto Blue Jays and the Boston Red Sox. Toronto minus 145 to minus 163. Boston plus 125 to plus 134. Tens for the most part. There are some 9.5s available here and this one. And when it comes to the total, I did want to take the over in this one. We have a matchup between Barrios and Kluber here, but if you look at Barrios' numbers a little bit closer, he had two rough starts to start the season, but since then he has just gotten better and better. Um, Two earned runs in his last road start against Houston. Otherwise, he has been pitching really well here. Kluber, on the other side, he has two good starts and four bad starts here. But this is not the team that Kluber wants to face. He struggles against pretty much all of Toronto's hitters. Springer, 9 for 24, hitting 375. Merrifield, 9 for 35, hitting 257. Vladimir Guerrero Jr., 5 for 9, hitting 556. Bichette, 5 for 11, hitting 455. Kirk, 2 for 5, hitting 400 against Kluber. Biggio, 2 for 4, hitting 500. And Kevin Kiermaier, 3 for 11, hitting 273 against Corey Kluber. But there's one player I left out. And that's Mr. Bat Chapman, is his nickname, given to him by the Toronto Blue Jays Twitter. I love it, and I use it all the time now. Bat Chapman is 5 for 5 against Kluber, so all 5 at bats. I'm assuming there's a walk in there as well, or a couple walks. But all 5 at bats, he has 5 hits, which includes 2 home runs and 2 doubles in his 5 hits. Chapman smashing the ball, 450 the last 7 days, 324 against righties. It's the Matt Chapman show here in this game. You can get him for over 1.5 bases at minus 110. You can get Chapman to hit a home run at plus 300. I'm on both of those. I love Chapman in this spot. Merrifield has 2 home runs against Kluber. Springer, Guerrero, Bichette, and Kirk all have a home run against Kluber. Kluber's given up a home run in every start this season. I love the Jays any way you want to take them here on the run line. If you want to parlay the money line with one of those players I mentioned to get a hit, you could do that as well. When it comes to the total, I think the Jays could possibly get this total over themselves. I'm on the Jays team total over 5.5. I think they score a bunch of runs here. Barrios, like most of the Jays starting pitchers, has shut down opposing lineups. The Jays are getting excellent starting pitching right now, and I like them here in this spot. Looks like we will have to do some more hunting this year. Yes, Jake is very happy. His Florida Panthers on to the second round to face the Toronto Maple Leafs, which will be a very interesting series. I'm looking at possibly having quite a few overs in that series. That's kind of my first thoughts on a Toronto Florida series is over 6.5s. But we'll obviously see what happens there as we get into the NHL playoffs starting tomorrow for the second round. Looking at the rest of the slate today, like I said, I don't have a lot today. The first game happening in about 30 minutes, Atlanta and New York Mets here. Strider against Reyes. Atlanta, the better team. Sorry, Nick and Tim, but it's true. Atlanta's the better team. Reyes hasn't pitched a whole lot. Strider, 3-0 with a 1.80 ERA. So You might be asking, Terry, why aren't you taking the Braves then? Because despite Strider being an excellent pitcher and having the clear pitching advantage here, and the Braves played the Mets very well recently. Mets hitters seem to do well against Strider. There's quite a few of them that do well against Strider. If you want to know, I didn't write them all down, but the website that I've given out previously is swishanalytics.com. You can find out how batters do against certain pitchers. But the Mets have hit Strider very well, and that keeps me off this game. That keeps me completely off this game. I don't know what Reyes is going to do against the Braves, so it's just a game I'm off of. Game two, I haven't really looked at too much to be honest, but probably will be off that one as well. Obviously, I don't know who's going to play in game two after playing in game one, so I can't make a play in that game. Cleveland, New York Yankees, Quantrill against German. If you look at these pitchers, what they've done recently, what they've done the whole season, the over 8.5 looks good. The issue is neither of these lineups are hitting very well right now, and that kind of keeps me off here. If I was forced to play in this game, it would be Cleveland money line at the plus price, but I'm not betting it. Cubs and Washington, Smiley against Gore. Third best team against lefties in Chicago, the 10th best against lefties in Washington. Both these pitchers have pitched pretty well on the season so far. So I'm ultimately off here. I don't really have a good feeling about either side. Toronto, Boston, we went over. San Francisco and Houston, Stripling against Garcia. San Francisco, the second best team against right-handed pitchers in baseball, facing Garcia, who's 2-2 with a 4 ERA. But you can't just look at that because if you look at his last two starts, he's 2-0 and hasn't given up an earned run. So I'm not sure here. Garcia's pitched really well recently. The Giants hit righties really well. Garcia is 2-3 with a 6.52 ERA against the San Francisco Giants in his career. So he has struggled against San Francisco, but he's pitching really well right now. Houston's not hitting really like they should be. Tripling hasn't been good, but definitely is a better pitcher than what he's pitched so far this year. So this game's a pass. Weaver against Snell for Cincinnati, San Diego. I want to bet the over here in this one. Weaver's been awful. Snell is a fade early on in the season, which I've been doing, but neither team is hitting all that well. Cincinnati 694 OPS against lefties. San Diego 698 OPS against righties. So neither team is hitting all that well right now. If I had to play something in this game, it would be Cincinnati plus 1.5 at plus 100. I think that's just too big of a. San Diego's is too priced, too overpriced in this one. I just don't trust Cincinnati with Weaver on the mound. So again, I'm priced out of the game. And the final one, Walker against Gonsolin. This would be a lean with the Dodgers, but I don't like the price. And again, I'm kind of priced out on this game. It's a tough slate today, unfortunately. But don't force plays. Just bet what you like. I agree with Terry about the Jays wind blowing out at Fenway. Oh, well, there you go. That's just great. Great news to hear. Great news to hear. Happy Monday, Terry. First of the month. Let's go. Yes. We are about to get here into the best bet segment here in a second. Maybe just the over with Mets and Braves. Possibly, but I don't know. Strider, I don't know. I don't know, Richie. Best of luck. This is just a very tough slate for me today. Very tough slate for me. But we'll start by looking at the top 3 of each month. So after updating the standings, I didn't fully update the standings. I just updated enough to know who the top 3 was. So that's why I don't have the rest of the standings up here for last month. But finishing in the top 3 in April last month, Richie in first place, up 9.49 units. Clear and I am in second, 7.05, and IceX in third, up 6.58 units for the month of April. So great job, everybody, in April. May standings are blank. They're completely blank. I just realized I didn't change the color to the MLB or to best bet, but that's okay. Going to today's best bet, it's not going to be a surprise what I'm taking here. If you saw my tweet on Twitter, if you just heard my explanation about the Blue Jays game, Matt Chapman is smashing the ball all over the place. Minus 110 for him to get a double. He could hit a home run as well, and you would still cash that, or 2 hits in this game. He's 5 for 5 against Kluber. He's smashing the ball last 7 days overall in the season against righties. Absolutely love Chapman over 1.5 bases here for Toronto as my best bet today. But that is it. I know a little bit of a shorter show today, guys. I apologize. I don't like today's games other than the Blue Jays game. So not much here for me today. Yes, I made it to the top. Yes, Richie, you finished in first place last month. Congratulations. Now it's a new month. The pressure is on. Can you repeat? We will see. Kev is going to go with Barrios over 1.5 strikeouts. This is something I was looking at as well. The issue is that Boston is a very good team at not striking out. So that would be why Barrios' number is at the number it is. However, Barrios has been striking guys out like crazy. So there's only one game he has where he didn't get 5 strikeouts. So I do like this. I just didn't pull the trigger on it. But it's a great play, a great price here. Plus 115. All right. Best bet coming later today, possibly. And we'll post best bet later. No problem. For anybody else, if you want to add your best bet, feel free. Just put it in the comment section of the video. It's a new month, so everyone starts out fresh at 0. So if you want to put in your best bet and join in on the standings sheet, feel free. But that's today's show. Best of luck today, everybody. Hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Hit the like button if you enjoy the content. Appreciate all the support. And we'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow's a much better slate. So I'll have much more picks tomorrow in MLB and NHL. Best of luck, everybody, and have a good one, guys.